Now, we're going to talk about the Daily Telegraph article that reports that true blue Conservatives are not being selected as candidates by the Conservative Party. So that's you lot at home who might agree with Brexit, who might have policies that agree with me over Benjamin Butterworth. You wouldn't be selected by the Conservative Party because you're a true blue Tory.
Yeah.
Speaking to a man who's not a true blue Tory, Benjamin Butterworth, well, he's certainly not a true blue Tory. Albie Amenkona.
He's a Lib Dem in disguise.
Oh, Lib Dem in disguise.
Do you think they're not
Here we go. Here we go.
Would they select Ben Leo?
I'm sure if Ben Leo put himself forward to be on the candidates list, Ben would get onto the candidates list. Then it's up to the associations who they select as their candidates. And actually, having gone through the candidates process and know people that have been through the candidates process, I can tell you there are people that you would consider to be true blue Tories that are on the candidates list. I think the issue in this Telegraph article, which is being highlighted, is they're not being selected in seats by local associations because there is an accusation that allegedly CCHQ is pushing forward certain candidates.
Yes.
And I think that is what people are concerned of.
The Conservative Party is rotten to the core with Liberal Democrats like Albie, with lefty, left of centre, even, I'd argue, far
What's
left.
a left of centre view that I have, Ben?
Well, you think women can have penises?
No, I don't think that. I think out of politeness,
Well,
you
there we
call
go.
trans women her and she.
Well, there you go, there's an example.
That's not left-wing.
And that's why the Conservatives, by the way, are facing...
That's the law since 2004.
That's why the Conservatives are facing electoral
It's
wipeout.
the law since 2004.
Right, well, you go off on a tangent.
Conservative?
But, I mean, look, I think you're nothing more than a right-wing Jeremy Corbyn.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, the problem with party politics is that people that join a political party are always going to be more right-wing or more left-wing than the vast majority of the country is. And so I actually think it's a really good idea when central parties, be it Labour or Tory central parties, try and get candidates that actually reflect the kind of generally moderate views that the country has.
But what's been said, though, Steph, is that candidates report, it's these candidates who've applied for the Conservative Party, they say that the selection process is biased against Brexit supporters and focused excessively on diversity promotion, sidelining discussions on Conservative principles.
Well, maybe it's time for a rebrand, and maybe that's what the party understands.
So more diversity.
More diversity. Maybe that's what works, and maybe that's what works in this day and age.
Can I just point out?
Well, let's let Albie come in on that.
That isn't true. I mean, I've been through the candidates process. At no point do they talk about wanting, diversity and inclusion. It really is quite a rigorous process in order to get onto the candidates list. And I don't think diversity came up once in the entire process from what I can remember.
But don't you think it should?
Well, I think the Conservative Party...
As a party which has been...
I think the Conservative Party has shown that without all of that, we can produce good, diverse, Conservative candidates through a meritocratic system. We look at people who have risen up the party, like James Cleverly, Kemi Badenoch, even the person you love. Exactly. Without all of this stuff, so we don't need to doing all of it to get these results.
There is an element of diversity, equity and inclusion that's allowing...
I don't know what's going on at CCHQ, but I know people who have stood, proper Conservatives with Conservative values, and I know for a fact that the people selecting candidates have totally omitted them for complete WETS. And that's why the Conservative Party are facing the problem they face at the moment. Electoral wipeout, because they don't know who they are, they're absolutely riddled to the core with non-Conservative people, and they don't care about the kind of quality Conservative candidates that they should be getting.
But Benjamin, the same argument could be put against the Labour Party, could it not? Because a lot of the left in that particular party are saying that Sir Keir Starmer is trying to deselect people like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should the likes of Diane Abbott, should the likes of Jeremy Corbyn be allowed in a Labour Party?
No.
That's a large tent.
No, absolutely not. Diane Abbott should not get the whip back. Jeremy Corbyn should never be anywhere near the Labour Party.
Why? Because of their views?
I don't want anybody who is on the hard left to be selected. I want the central control that gets quality, moderate people that look like the country. But look, I would just point out...
That's impossible, though.
No, because I've got loads of friends that have been selected.
Who have their own thoughts, their own feelings, their own opinions. That's just trying to stream...
But it's your responsibility to reflect the country, and people that join political parties are weird. They're going to be more extreme than the centre. Look, I just point out that it's a bit rich to complain about central party controlling candidates. When Boris Johnson was Tory leader, he said, if you don't sign up to my particular Brexit deal, then you can never be a Tory candidate.
Well, yeah,
now, that was the most extreme vetting.
Most constituencies in the country had voted for Brexit. That's why.
Right, but you can't have it both ways. He said, unless you sign up to my Brexit deal, not just Brexit, then you can't be a Tory candidate. That was incredibly